Theater. Thank you so much for coming out to watch the final class performance for young professionals, Romeo and Juliet. I really appreciate you being here and taking the time to watch this. There's also another show tomorrow. Please do spread the word. They've worked really hard over 2 very short weeks, so we encourage you to bring more audience tomorrow and support what they've been doing. A couple very quick announcements for you. We do have our fall schedule of classes out. At the table where the kids sign in every day, you can come see me with questions. I'd like to also remind you to please turn off your cell phones. We also had an actress that on stage tonight that, due to unavoidable events, was unable to do all the rehearsals she needed for the performance. We're extremely happy to have her on stage. She will be carrying a script for part of the time, but we want to thank her again for putting in the effort. Thank you guys again and enjoy the show.
Say better, here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
Yes, better, sir. You lie! Draw if you
do but keep the peace, so put up thy sword or use it to part these men with me.
What, drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word as I hate hell. All Montagues and thee. Have at thee, coward.
My noble uncle, here stood the servants of your adversary, and yours close fighting ere I did approach. I drew to part them, but in that instant came the fiery Tybalt, his sword prepared. And as he breathed defiance in mine ear, he swung about his head and cut the wind, who nothing hurt withal, hissed him in scorn.
Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he's not at the stray.
Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drave me to walk abroad. Where underneath the grove of sycamore, the westward rooteth on the city's side, the so eerily walking did I see your son.
Many a morning hath he been there seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning dew. Black and pretentious may this humor prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know nor can I learn of him.
Have you importuned him by any means?
Both myself and many other friends, but he is his own affection's counselor.
See, there he comes. So please you, step aside, and I shall know his grievances very much better.
I would thou wert so happy in thy state to hear true shift. Come, madame, let's away.
Good morrow, cuz.
The day so young.
But news struck nigh.
Ay me, sad hours seem long. Was that my father that went hence so fast?
It was.
Ugh!
What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that, which having makes them short.
In love.
Out
Of love.
of her favor where I am in love.
Alas, that love so gentle as you should be tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still, should without eyes see pathways to his will. Dost thou not laugh?
No, cuz, I'd rather weep.
Good heart at what?
Thy good heart's oppression.
Why, such as love's transgression. Farewell, my cuz.
Soft, I will go along, and if you leave me, you do me wrong.
Tut! I have lost myself. I am not here. This isn't Romeo. He is some otherwhere.
Tell me in sadness, who is it that you love?
In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aim so near what I supposed you loved.
A right good markman, and she's fair, I love.
A right fair marker, cuz as soon as hit.
Well, in that hit, you miss. You'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow.
So she has sworn to live life chaste.
She hath, and in that sparing makes huge ways.
Be ruled by me, forget to think of her.
Oh, cuz, teach me how I could forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eye, examine other beauties.
Farewell, my cuz, thou canst not teach me to forget.
I shall know that doctrine, or else die in debt.
And she excused my wrongs with virtue's clue.
was bound to us, I felt it like him. Tis not hard, I think, for any sort of sweet keep the peace.
Honorable reckoning are you both, and 'tis pity you've lived at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying all what I've said before, I world. She hath not seen a change in 14 years. Let 2 more summers within her pride, ere we may think her too ripe to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
Then woo her, gentle Paris, get in her heart. My will to consent is but a part here. This night, I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I've invited many a guest. Such as I love and you among the store, one more most welcome makes my number more. At my poor house, look to behold this night, earth trimmed stars make dark heaven light. Come, go with me. Judge about, through fair Verona, find those persons out whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome to their pleasure stay. Sit!
Find them out whose names are written here. It is written that the shoemaker should meddle with his yard, and the tailor with his last, the fisher with his pencil, and the painter with his nets. But I am sent to find these names that are written here. I can never find what names the writing person hath here writ. I must to the learned in good time.
Take that for new affections tonight, I and rain poison and old will die.
Your plantain leaf is excellent for that.
For what, I pray?
For your broken shin.
Why, Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound more than any madman is. Shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented, and... Got in, good fellow.
Gotti Gaden, I pray, sir, can you read?
I, mine own fortune in my misery.
Perhaps you have learned it without book, but I pray, can you read anything you see?
I, if I know the letters and the language.
You say honestly, rest you married.
Stay, fellow. I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, County Paris and his brother, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, my fair niece Rosaline, Signor Valentino and his cousin Tybalt. A fair assembly. Whither should they come?
Up,
Whither?
to supper, to our house.
Whose house?
My master's.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
Now I'll tell you without asking. My master's the great rich Capulet. And if you be not of the house of Montagues, I pray, come crush a cup of wine. Rest you married.
At this same ancient feast of Capulet sups the fair Rosaline, who thou so lovest, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with untainted eye compare her face as sun with sun that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
And if you'll expect that mine, sweet if you'll provoke design, grace it all with kind requiting. For what if my sight be blind, false in
Nurse,
heart?
where's my daughter? Come with me. I'm a maidenhead at 12-year-old at bad for Tom. What lamb? What lady bird? God forbid. Where's this girl? What? Juliet!
How now, who called?
Your mother.
Madam, I'm here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, I have remembered me thou hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter, her pretty age. Faith, I can tell her age in 2 hours. She's now 14. Only 14, my teeth, yet by teeth be it spoken, I have but 4. She is not 14! How long is it now to Lamb's time? A fortnight and odd days. Even or odd, all days of the year. Come, Lamb's Eve at night, shall she be 14? Susan and she? God rest all Christian souls, who have an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, on Lambeth Eve at night shall she be 14, that shall she marry. I remember it well, 'tis since the earthquake now 11 years, and she was weaned. I shall never forget it, of all days of the year upon that day, for I then laid wormwood to my dog. And when she would taste the wormwood of the nipple of my dog, and felt it bitter, pretty cool, to see it touching and fall out with the dog. Shake quoth the dog house, and grow. And since that time, these 11
Enough of
years,
this, I pray thee, hold thy peace.
peace I've done.
Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
your mother much upon these years that you are now made. Thus then believe, the valiant Percy she for his love. A man, young lady, but he's such a man of all the world, why, he's a man of wax. What say you, can you like this gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast, read o'er the volume of young Paris's face, and find light where there is beauty's pen. So shall you share all he doth possess by having and making yourself no less. No less, nay, figure, women grow by men. Speak briefly, can you like with Paris's love?
I'll look to like, if looking like you move, but no more deep will I endart mine eye than your strength gives consent to make it fly.
Madam, the guests are come, supper is served, who called? My young lady asked for, the maid cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence wait, beseech you, follow straight. We follow thee. Juliet, the Countess stays. Go, girls, seek happy nights to happy days.
Fine legs for ladies, cheap.
What? Shall this speech be slow for our suits, or are we on without an apology?
The date is set in such prolixity. Now let them measure us by what they will. We shall measure them a measure and be gone.
Give me the torch, I am not was ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I. Believe me, you have dancing shoes and nimble souls. I have a soul of lead so stakes to the ground I cannot move.
You are a lover, grow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
I am too sore and pierced with his shaft to soar with his light feathers. And so bound I cannot bound a pitch above dull low. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it, should you burden love, too great oppression for such a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like a thorn.
If love be rough with you, then you be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, then you beat love down.
Come, knock and enter. No, and no sooner in but that every man be take to his legs.
Oh, we mean well in going to this mass, but there is no wit to go.
Why, one may ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed, asleep while you dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in a shape no bigger than an agate stone, the forefinger of an alderman, drawn by a team of little atomies athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes are made of long spider's legs, the covers of the wings of grasshoppers, and the traces of the smallest spider's web, the collar of moonshine's watery beams. Her whip, a cricket's bone, a lash of film. Her wagoner is a small gray-coated gnat, not so big as the round little worm pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. In this state she gallops night by night, through lovers' brains, and make them dream of love. O courtiers' knees who dream on curtsy straight, O lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees, and O ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry mad with blisters plague, because their breaths with sweetmeats tainted are. This is the very mad that plaits the manes of horses in the night, and bakes the efflocks and foul sluttish hairs, which, once untangled, much misfortune bodes. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is
Peace! Peace, Mercutio, peace! Thou talks of nothing!
true. I talk of dreams, but they're children of an idle brain, begot to nothing of vain fantasy, which is as thin a substance as the air and more inconstant than the wind.
This wind you speak of blows us from ourselves. Come, the supper is done and we shall come too late.
I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequences yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin its fearful day for night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life enclosed in my breast with some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath steered my course, direct my sails. On, lusty gentlemen.
Strike drunk. Gentlemen, welcome. Ladies, I have a wonderful performance I was about to tonight. You are welcome, gentlemen. Make room. Yeah, such a beautiful play. What a girl's eye.
teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now forswear its sight? For I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This by his voice should be a Montague. What dares the slave come hither covered with an antic face, to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not a sin.
Why, how now, kinsman? When boys don't so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe, and a villain that is hither come in spite to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle cuz. Let him alone. He bears him like a courtly gentleman, and to say the truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not, for the wealth of all the town here at my house, do him disparagement.
It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. What good man, boy? I say he shall. Go to. And I pass here or you. Go to. You'll not endure him. God shall in my soul. You'll make a mutiny among my guests. You'll set a cockatoo. You'll be the man.
My uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to. You are a Sosa boy. It's so indeed. This trick may chance to escape you. I know what. You must contrary me. 'Tis time. Well said, my hearts. Yeah. You are a princess. Go be quiet. More lad. For shame, boy, I'll make you quiet. But, cheerily, my hearts, eh?
Patience, perforce, and willful calling meetings doth make my flesh tremble in their different greetings. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, when I'll say speak, convert to bitter gall.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand the holy shrine, the gentle fine is this, my lips to blushing pilgrims ready stand, to smooth that rough touch with tender kiss.
Oh, good pilgrim, you do wrong your hands too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this, for saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
I, pilgrim, lips they must use in prayer.
Then let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant Ella's faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not my prayer's effect I take. Thus my lips, by yours my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from thy lips, O sweetly urged, give me my sin again.
You kissed by the book.
Your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Mary Bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear account, my life is my foe's death.
Come away, the sport is at its best.
I mean, the more is my unrest.
Come hither, nurse, what is yon gentleman?
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your greatest enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen unknown, and no too late.
Did I go forward while my heart is here? Oh, dull earth, find thy center out. Scars that never felt a wound. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon. for she is sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Oh, be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. It is my lady, oh, it is my love, that she knew she were. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand, that I were gloved upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
I need.
She speaks! Oh, speak again, cried Angel.
Romeo. Romeo. Wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak of this?
'Tis but thy name that is mine enemy. Thou art thyself not a Montague. What is a Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo, called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part, thee take all myself.
I take thee at thy word! Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized, henceforth I never will be Romeo!
What man art thou that thus bestreamed tonight so stoneless on my counsel?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, you say, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, and yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair saint, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place is death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With loves like wings I overperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out, and what love does that dares love attempt, therefore thy kinsmen are no let to me.
By whose direction foundest thou out this place?
My love, who first had prompt me to inquire, he gave me counsel, and I gave him eyes. I am no pilot, yet wert thou as far away as that vast shore, I would travel for thy merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden's blush but paint my cheeks. For that which thou hast heard me speak tonight, fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke, but farewell compliment, dost thou love me?
Yes!
I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. And yet, if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false. At lovers' perjuries, they say Jove laughs. Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst I'm too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo, else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I'm too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove thee more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardst me ere I was aware of my true love's passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love that the dark night hath so discovered.
By yonder her blessed moon, I swear that tipped with silver all these fruits.
Swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Although I join thee, I'll have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease ere one can say it lightens. Sweet good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night. Good night, as sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
Ye exchange my love's faithful vows for mine own.
I did give thee mine, for thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give thee again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank, and give it thee again, and yet I wish for but the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. Our love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. Ah! I hear a noise within. Dear love, adieu. Not good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed night! I am afeard. This being but night, it's all a dream. Too sweet to be substantial.
Sweet Montague, but 3 words and good night indeed. If thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow. Ah! I come anon, but if thou meanst not well, I do beseech thee. I come to cease thy suit and lead me to my grief.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes from love as schoolboys towards school with heavy looks.
Romeo,
My dear,
at what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
I'll stay here till thou remember it.
Well, I shall forget to have thee stand there still, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stay to have thee still forgetting any other home but this.
Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till tomorrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eye, and peace in thy breast. I will hence my ghostly father's cell, his help to crave, my dear have to tell!
The gray-eyed morn smiles on the frowning night, checkered with eastern clouds with streaks of light, and flecked darkness like a drunkard reels from forth days past and tightens fiery wheels. Now ere the sun advances burning eye, the day to cheer and night's dank dew to dry, I must upfill this azure cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers. The earth that's nature's mother is her tomb. What is her burying grave, that is her womb.
Good morrow, father!
Son of GCK, what early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Young son, it argues a discomfort head so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Therefore thy earliness oft be assured, thou art aroused by some discomfiture. Or, if it is not so, then fear I did it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
The last was true, the sweeter rest was mine.
Oh, God pardon sin, was that with Rosaline?
Rosaline, my ghostly father? No. I have forgot that name and all that name's woe.
That's my good son then. Where hast thou been?
I'll tell thee ere thou ask it again, for I have been feasting with mine enemy, and on a sudden one hath wounded me.
Be plain, good son, and homely thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
I'll plainly tell my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. When and where and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vow. I'll tell thee plainly, but this I pray that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy St. Francis, what a change is here. Is Rosaline, whom thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies, not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes. Jesu Maria, what a deal of brine hath washed thy sallow cheeks for Rosaline. Lo, here upon thy cheek a stain doth sit, of an old tear not washed off yet. If ere thou was thyself and these woes thine, thyself and these woes were all for Rosaline. And art thou changed? Pronounce this sentence then. Women may fall when there's no strength in men.
Thou chidest me off for loving Rosaline,
For devotee, not for loving feeble mind.
and badst me bury love?
Not in a grave to lay one in, another out to have.
Pray thee, chide not. She whom I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well thy love did breed by rote you could not spell. But come, young waver, come go with me. In one respect the alliance would be, for this alliance may so happy prove, to turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Let us hence, I stand on some haste!
Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came not home tonight.
Not to his fathers I spoke with the man. Tybalt, the kinsman of old Capulet, has sent a letter to his father's house.
A challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer the letter's master how he has dared being dared.
Alas, Romeo is already dead. Stabbed with a white wench's black eye, shot through the ear with a love song, the very pin of his heart cleft by the blind bow-boy's butt shaft. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
And what is Tybalt?
More than the Prince of Cats, I can tell you that. He is the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing prick songs, keeps time, distance, and proportion, talks in such antic, lisping, affecting fantasticos, these new tuners and accents.
Here comes Romeo, here comes Romeo.
Ow! Nice. Without his throat like a dried herring, flesh, or art thou fishified. Senor Romeo, bonjour. There's a French salutation for your French slop. You gave us counterfeit fairly last night.
Pardon me, good Mercutio, for my business was great, and in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much as to say, such a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the hams.
Meaning to curtsy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
A most courteous exposition.
Nay, I am the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower.
Right.
Well then why is my pump well flowered?
Oh! Good Benvolio, come between us, my wits faint.
Switch and spurs, or I'll cry a match.
Nay, if thy wits run the wild goose chase, I have done. Why, is this not better now? Groaning for love. Now art thou sociable. Now art thou Romeo. Now art thou what thou art, by art as well as by nature, for this dribbling love is like a great natural that runs rolling up and down to hide his gobble in a hole.
Stop there.
That desires me to stop with my tail against the hair. Peter! Anon!
Here's good to gear.
A sail, a sail.
Tutu, a shirt, and a smock.
My fan, Peter! Good, Peter, to hide your face, for her fan is the fairer face.
God you good morrow, gentlemen.
God you good den, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good den?
Tis no less, I tell you, for the bonny man at the dial is now upon the prick of noon.
Out upon you! What a man are you?
A gentleman that God hath made for himself tomorrow.
It is well said for himself tomorrow, quoth they. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
I can tell you. But young Romeo will be older when you found him than when you have sought for him. I am the youngest that I named, for fault the worst.
You say well.
Yea, is the worst well? Very well taken, faith. Wisely, wisely.
If you be he, sir, and is there some confidence with you?
Oh, she will indict him to some supper.
A god, so ho!
I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady. Farewell, lady.
Marry, farewell! I pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his ropery?
A gentleman nurse that loves to hear himself talk.
And to speak a thing against me, I'll take him down. And you must stand by and suffer every man to use me as his pleasure. I saw the man use you for his pleasure. And if I had, my weapon should quickly have been out.
Commend me to thy lady. Bid her mean some way for her to come to Shrift this afternoon. For there at Friar Lawrence's cell she will be shrived and married. Here is for thy pains.
No, truly, sir, not a penny.
Commend me to thy lady.
Aye, 1,000 times. Peter! Come on!
Curses and villa, together,
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse, and half an hour she
not he. Though his face be better than any man's, yet his leg excels all men. And for a hand, and a foot, and a body, though they not be talked on, yet they are past compare. He is not the flower of courtesy, though I'll warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What, have you dined at home?
No, all this I did know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Ah, my head aches and beats as it would fall in 20 pieces. Ah, my back! Other side. Ah, my back. Beshrew your heart for sending me back to catch my death while jaunting up and down.
In faith, I am sorry thou art not well. Sweet nurse, what says my love?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a kind, and a courteous, and a handsome. Where's your mother?
Where's my mother? Why, she is within, where should she be? How oddly thou replies, your love says, like an honest gentleman, where's your mother?
Oh, God's pity, are you so hot, swearing come on my throat? Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Hence, forward do your messages yourself.
Here's such a coil, what says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to ship today?
I have.
And how you hence to Friar Lord yourself? There sees a husband and make your wife! Now comes the want to blood up your cheeks, there'll be scarlet shirt at any news today. How you hence, I must another way to fetch a ladder by which your love must climb a bird's nesting at night. I am the drudge and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. How you hence, go all to dinner.
High fortune, honest nurse, farewell!
By my head, here come the captain.
By my heel, I cannot.
Gentlemen, good den, a word with one of you.
And for one word with one of us, couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
Mercutio, thou consortst with Romeo.
Consort? What? Does that make us minstrels and thou make minstrels of us? Look, dear, not even discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's what shall make you dance. Zounds, consort!
We talk here in the public haunt of men, either withdrawn to some private place and reason coldly with your grievances, or depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes are made to look, and let them gaze. I budge for no man's pleasure eye.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man Romeo. The hate I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none. Therefore, farewell. Thou knowest me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest. I never injured thee, but love thee more than thou canst devise. Till thou knowest the reason of my love for thee, dear Capulet, whose name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied.
Oh, come! Dishonorable, vile submission! All this Dakota carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher! Will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives.
I am for you.
Hold! Tybalt! Good! Mercutio! Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much.
Nay, 'tis not as deep as a well nor wide as a church door, but 'tis enough, 'twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow and you'll find me a brave man. I'm peppered, I wouldn't, for this world. A plague on both your houses! Zoons! A dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat to scratch a man to death. A braggart, a rogue, a villain that fights by the book of arithmetic. What the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best.
Napoleon, help me into some house or she'll faint. A plague on both your houses, and I've made worm feed on me. I have it, and Sally too. Your houses!
Oh, this gentleman. The prince's near ally, my very friend, hath got his mortal wound on my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Oh, Tybalt, that an hour hath been my kinsman. Oh, sweet Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor steel.
Oh, Romeo, brave Mercutio's dead. That gallant spirit that hath aspired the clouds, which too untimely here did scorn the earth.
This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This what begins the woe others must end.
Here comes the fiery Tybalt back again.
Alive, in triumph, and Mercutio slain.
Romeo, that thou didst consort him here, shalt with him hence.
This shall determine that.
And to it they go like
or use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he is found, that hour is his last. Bear hence this body, and attend our will, mercy, but murders, pardoning those that kill.
Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, towards Phoebus' lodging. Such a wagner as Phaeton would whip you to the west, and bring in cloudy night immediately. Oh, come, civil night, bring me my Romeo, and when he shall die, take him and cut him into little stars, and he shall make the face of heaven so fine that the whole world will be in love with the night, and pay no worship to the garish sun. How now, what news?
He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. We are undone, lady. We are undone.
Can heaven be so envious?
Romeo can.
Hath Romeo slain himself?
I saw the Marquis saw with my own eyes. God saved the Marquis on his manly breast.
Oh, break my poor heart, poor bankrupt Rick at once.
Oh, Tybalt, Tybalt! The best friend I had, oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman, that I should ever live to see thee dead.
What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered and Tybalt dead? My dear loved cousin and my dear lord.
Tybalt is dead, and Romeo banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished.
Hath Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did, alas the day it did.
Oh, serpent heart hid behind flowering face! Did ever a dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, dove-feathered raven, wolf-ravening lamb!
There's no trust, no faith, no honesty in men. Shame come to Romeo.
Blister be thy tongue for such a wish! He was not born to shame, for on his brow shame is a shame to sit, for it is a throne where honor may be crowned, the sole monarch of the universal earth. What beast was I to chide at him? Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin? Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Oh, my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name, when I, thy 3 hours wife, have mangled it? Nurse, I'll to my wedding bed, and death, not Romeo, take my maiden head.
Hi, Mr. Timber! I'll fetch Romeo for you! I won't tell him where he is. Hark ye, your Romeo will be here soon. I'll to him, he is hid at Lawrence's cell.
Oh, find him, give this ring to my true knight. Bid him come take his last farewell.
Romeo, come forth, thou fearful man. Affliction is enamored thy parts, and thou art wedded to calamity.
Father, what news? What is the prince's doom? What sorrow craves acquaintance at my hand that I know not yet?
I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment banished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
There is no world beyond Verona walls except purgatory, torture, hell itself.
This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
'Tis torture, not mercy. And sayest thou yet that exile is not death? Hadst thou no poison mixed, no sharp crowned knife, no sudden mean of death of ne'er so mean, but banish it to kill me, banish it? Oh, friar, the damned use that word in hell. Howlings attend it. How hast thou the heart, being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, and my friend professed to mangle me with the word banish it?
Arise, when knocks, good Romeo, hide thyself.
Not I, unless the breath of heartsick groans, mislike, enfold me from the search of eyes.
Hark, how they walk, thou wilt be taken. Stay a while, stand up, go to study. What foolishness is this, God's will, I am. Whence coming? What do you will?
I come from Lady Juliet. Let me come in and you shall know my errand.
Welcome then.
Oh, Holy Friar, tell me, Holy Friar, where's my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There on the ground, by his own tears made drunk.
Stand up, stand up, stand up and be a man. For Juliet's sake, for her sake, rise and stand.
Speakest thou of Juliet? How is it with her?
Oh, she says nothing, sir, but weeps and weeps, and then down on her bed falls, and then on Tybalt calls, and then on Romeo cries, and then down falls again.
As if that name shot from the deadly level of a gun did murder her. Tell me, friar, tell me, in what part of this vile anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me so I may sack the hateful mansion.
Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself and stay thy lady too who lives in thee by doing damned hate on thyself? Go, get thee to thy love as was decreed. Send her chamber hence and comfort her.
Oh, what learning is! I could have stayed all night to hear good counsel.
Bid my sweet prepare to chide.
Here, sir, a ring she bid me give you, sir.
How well my comfort is revived by this.
Hurry, make haste, for it grows very late.
Sojourn in Mantua, I'll find out your man. He shall signify from time to time every good hap that chances here. Give me your hand. 'Tis late. Farewell. Good night.
A joy past joy calls out on me. It were a grief so brief to say farewell.
Things have fallen out so lovely that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, and so did I.
These times with will afford no time to woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will, and know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she's mute up to her heaviness.
Wife, go you to her ere you go to bed. Acquaint her of my son, Paris's love, and bid you mark me. On Wednesday next, oh, soft, what day is it?
Monday, my lord.
Monday. Well, Wednesday is too soon. Oh, Thursday let it be. Sir, what seemed to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, go get thee gone. Oh, Thursday let it be. Wife, go eat to Juliet ere you go to bed. Prepare against this wedding day. Ah. Farewell, my lord. Light to my chamber. Oh. For me, it is so early that we may call it early by and by. Good night, good night, good night.
Why not now, Juliet? Madam, I'm not well. I've been more weeping for your cousin's death. Oh, girl, thou weepest not so much for his death as that the villain lives which slaughtered him.
What feeling, madam?
The same villain Romeo.
Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him mentioned, and cannot come to him to wreak the love I bore my cousin upon the body that hath slaughtered him.
Find out the means, and I'll find such a man. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
Joy comes well in such a needy time. I do beseech thee, madam.
Well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who, to put thee from thy heaviness, hath sorted out a sudden day of joy which thou expectest not, nor I looked not for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
Marry, my child, early next Thursday morn, to the gallant, young, and noble gentleman, the County Paris, at St. Peter's Church, shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
Now by Peter's church and Peter too? He shall not make me there a joyful bride! I wonder at this haste that I should wed ere that he should be husband comes to woo. Madam, tell my lord and father that I shall not marry, and when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself and see how he will take it at your hands.
How now, wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks.
with you, wife. How? Will she not? Doth she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not count her best unworthy as she is that we have brought so worthy a gentleman to a bridegroom?
Not proud you have, but thankful you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful even for that hate which is meant love.
Ow, now, jump logic. What is this? Proud and a thank you not? Now fill your finer joints against next Thursday. Go to Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag thee on a hurdle thither. Oh, you green sickness carrying you, baggage you, pedal,
Stop it! Let her! You are to blame, my lord, to rate herself!
peace of moment. Oh,
You are too high!
that's for red, it makes me mad. Day, night, hour, time, work, play, alone in company. Still, my care hath been to have her matched.
I'll not wed, I cannot love, I am too young, I pray you pardon me.
But as you'll not wed, I'll pardon you. Raise where you will, you shall not house with me. Look to it, think not, I do not use to jest. Thursday is near. They hot and hand advise. And you be mine? I'll give you to my friend. And you be not? Hang, beg, starve, die in the streets, for by my soul I'll ne'er acknowledge thee. No what's mine shall never do thee good. Trust to it, but think you, I'll not be forsworn.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Oh God, oh nurse! Hast thou not some way to prevent this? Some word of comfort, nurse!
I think it best you be married to the county. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dishclout to him. An eagle hath not an eye so fair, so quick, so green as Paris hath. Beshrew my very heart, I think you happy in the second match. For it excels your first. Or if it did not, your first is dead, or 'twere as good as he were with you here and you no use of him.
Speakst thou from thy heart?
And from my soul too. Else beshrew them both.
Amen!
What?
Thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Tell my lady mother that, having displeased my father, I am to Lord's cell to make confession and be absolved.
Mary, I will. And this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation! A most wicked fiend! All to the Father to know his remedy. If all else fail, I myself have the power to die.
On Thursday, sir. Time is very short.
My father, Capulet, will have it so, and I am nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course. I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt to death, and therefore have I little talk of love, for Venus smiles not in a house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she doth give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage to stop the inundation of her tears, which, too much minded by herself alone, may be put from her by society. Now, sir, do you know the reason of this haste?
I would I knew not why it should be slowed. Look, sir, here comes the lady towards my cell.
Happily met, my lady and my wife. That may be, sir, when I may be a wife. That may be, must be love on Thursday next.
What must be, shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I'll confess to you that I love him.
And I am sure you will that you love me.
If I do, it will be of more price being spoke behind your back than to your face.
Poor soul, thy face is much abused with tears.
It was bad enough before their spite.
Thou wroug'st it more than tears with that report.
It was no slander, sir, which is the truth, and what I spake it to my face.
Thy face is mine, if thou hast slandered it.
It may be so, sir, for it is not mine own. Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, Prince of daughter, now. My lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield I should disturb the both. Juliet, on Thursday early will I rouse ye. Till then, adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
me past the compass of my wits. I fear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it. On Thursday next be married to this county.
Oh, tell me not, friar, unless thou know some way to prevent it. If, in thy wisdom, thou canst give no help, do but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I'll help it presently.
If, rather than to marry County Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then is it likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to chide away the shame that hopest with death himself to escape me? And if thou darest, I will give thee remedy.
Bid me leave, rather than marry Paris, up battlements of yonder tower, or lurk in thievish ways, or bid me lurk where serpents are.
Hold then, go home, be married. Give consent to marry Paris.
No.
Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night let that thou lie alone. Take thou this phial, being then in bed, and from this distilled liquor drink thou off. When presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor, for no pulse shall keep his native frogheart's fixed receipts. No warmth, no breath, shall testify thou livest. Now when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. Thou wilt be born to the same ancient vault, where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. And Romeo by my letter shall know our drift, and hither shall he come. That very night shall he bear thee hence to Mantua, and this shall free thee from thy present shame. If no inconstant toy nor womanish fear abate thy vow in acting it.
Oh, give me, tell me not to fear.
Hold then, get you gone. Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with me to Mantua with my letters to thy lord.
Love, give me strength, and strength shall help it forward. Goodbye, Holy Father.
News from Verona! How now, Benvolio? Dost thou have any letters from the friar? How is my lady? Is my father well? How is my fair Juliet? I ask it again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capel's monument, and her immortal parts where the angels live. I saw her laid low in the kindred vault, and presently took to tell you, oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, since you did leave me for my office, cuz.
Is it even so? Then I defy the stars! Thou knowest my lodging. Get me ink and paper, hire post horses, I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, cuz, have patience, your looks are pale and wild, and do entreat some misadventure.
Tush, thou art deceived. Now get thee gone and do the things I bid thee do. Dost thou have no letters from the friar?
No, Romeo.
No matter. Get thee gone. I will be with thee straight. Come, cordial. Come, poison. Come with me to Juliet's grave. For there I must use thee.
Holy Franciscan Friar, brother, help!
The same must be the voice of Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo? Or, if his mind be writ, give me his letter.
Going to find a barefoot brother out, one of our order, to associate me while here in the city visiting the sick, and finding him, the searchers of the town, suspecting that we were both in a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, so that my speed to Mantua was stayed.
Who bore my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it, here it is again, nor get a messenger to bring it, thee so fearful were they of infection.
Unhappy fortune! By my brotherhood, this letter is not nice, but full of charge of dear import, and the neglecting it may do much damage. Go get thee hence, between iron crow, and bring it straight into my cell.
Brother, I'll go and bring it thee.
Now must I to the monument alone, and 3 3 hours will bear Juliet wake. Poor living corpse, closed in a dead man's tomb.
Oh, my love, my wife, death that hath sucked the honey from thy breath, hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Here will I sit on my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, O you the doors, a breath sealed with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain of engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct, come, unsavory guide. Thou desperate pilot, now at once from on the rocks thy seasick weary bark. Here's to my love. Thus, with a kiss, I die.
Oh, comfortable friar, where's my lord? I know well where I should be. There I am.
Where's my Romeo?
What's here? A cup enclosed in my true love's hand. Poison icy and his timeless egg. Churl drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. I'll kiss thy lips, haply some poison doth linger to make time with a restorative. Thy lips are warm.
Lead, boy, which way?
Yea, boys. Then I'll be brief. Happy dagger, this is thy sheath. They rust. And let me die. But misadventure so early up the wakes are morning persons from our rest.
What should be that is so free world?
People in the street cried Romeo, some Juliet, and others Paris, and all run with open outcry toward our monument.
What fear is this which startles in our ears?
Sovereign, here lies Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and new killed.
Oh heavens! Oh wife! Look how our daughter bleeds. This dagger hath mistaken the bow. This house is empty on the back of Montague's. It has been sheathed in our daughter's bosom.
Oh me, the sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to seek thy son and heir more early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife tonight is dead. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
O thou talk! What manners is this to press against thy father to a grave?
Seal the mouth of outrage for a little while, till we can clear up these ambiguities. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do least yet most suspected.
And say what thou dost know in this.
I will be brief. Romeo, they're dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city, for whom, and not for Tybalt's Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed and would have married her perforce to come to Paris. And comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her from the second marriage. And I gave her a sleeping potion, which brought on her the form of death. Meantime I wrote to Romeo to help to take her from her borrowed grave. But he who bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. But when I came some minute ere the time of her awaking, Here untimely lay true Romeo dead. She now, as it seems, did violence upon herself.
Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague, do you not see what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love? And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
Oh, Brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more. For I will raise her statue in pure gold, that while Verona by that name is known, there never shall a figure at such rate be set than that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's last ladies lie. Bold sacrifices our enmity.
A gloomy peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go forth and have more talk of these sad things. Some will be pardoned, and some punished. For never is there a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.